People are always 50-50 on him, but I think he plays with swag, energy, and confidence. To be so young and to be as efficient as he's been is pretty remarkable. The ultimate underdog story.
The San Francisco 49ers select Brock Purdy, a quarterback from Iowa State.
From being the final pick in the NFL draft to emerging as the Niners' unlikely hero, Brock Purdy's story is nothing short of legendary. Labeled as Mr. Irrelevant, Purdy turned every doubt into fuel, rising from the shadows to become one of the NFL's most talked about stars. When injuries sidelined the 49ers' top quarterbacks, Purdy stepped in and never looked back, guiding his team to a division title and an NFC Championship appearance. With a Pro Bowl nom and a record-breaking season under his belt, Purdy's story is one of resilience, determination, and undeniable talent. How does the last pick in the draft rise to become a household name? How did Brock Purdy defy the odds and capture the hearts of fans everywhere? Let's get into the story that's as inspiring as it is unbelievable. Born on December 27, 1999, Purdy was raised in a household where competition was a way of life. With his father Sean, a former minor league baseball player, and his siblings excelling in various sports, the Purdy family thrived on athletic challenges. Purdy's parents shared that he always had a football in his hands and all he ever wanted to be was a pro quarterback. When he started to tackle football at 12, his coaches would ask what position he'd want to play, and he'd quickly respond, quarterback. They'd ask, if not quarterback, what other position? For Purdy, it was no question. He was set on playing quarterback. From a young age, Brock was determined to carve out his own legacy, following in the footsteps of his sports-driven family. Even on the flag football fields, Brock stood out. His quick decisions and natural poise were evident early on, hinting at the talent that would one day make him a star. It was more than just a game, it was the start of something bigger. High school brought Brock his first major challenge. As the starting quarterback of the newly opened Perry High School in Gilbert, Arizona, he transformed the team into state title contenders. His leadership and talent shone through against some of the nation's toughest teams, proving he was destined for greatness. Facing off against some of the toughest teams in the country, Brock's performance was nothing short of spectacular. He led Perry to consecutive state championship appearances, displaying a poise and leadership well beyond his years. From those early days at Arizona Fields to high school triumphs, Brock Purdy laid a foundation for greatness, setting the stage for a career that was only beginning. As the accolades piled up, the world began to wonder, could this high school star rise to the next level? Little did they know, Brock Purdy was only getting started. By the time he graduated, it was clear his journey was far from over. He wasn't just a high school star. He was ready to take on the challenge and continue proving the haters wrong.
Working that right side once again. Dives for the goal line. Touchdown, Perry. Handler 9. Purdy, soft touch. Touchdown, Pumas!
Following high school, Brock Purdy's journey led him to Iowa State, where he began as a third-string quarterback. But fate intervened when injuries took out the starters. Brock stepped up, seizing the spotlight, and never looking back. In his freshman year, Brock led the Cyclones to a 7-2 record as a starter, setting the stage for what would become one of the most illustrious careers in the school's history. Each season his legend grew. His sophomore year saw him break records left and right, including a jaw-dropping 510 total yards in a single game. Brock's consistency and ability to deliver in clutch moments made him one of the top quarterbacks in the Big 12. Even his junior year, where his stats were a little less flashy, he led Iowa State to a historic number 9 national ranking and a triumphant victory in the Fiesta Bowl.
His offense back out on the field, and the pressure's still coming at Purdy. Oh, goodness gracious. Tariq Milton!
Purdy fakes the pass and gets in the end zone for the touchdown.
By the time Brock concluded his college career, he etched his name into the annals of Iowa history, holding 32 school records, including pass attempts, completions, and TDs. Brock Purdy had not only set the standard for Cyclone quarterbacks, but also played a pivotal role in ushering in an era of unprecedented success for the program. His journey, marked by his perseverance, resilience, and an unwavering belief in himself, had taken him from the fields of Arizona to the heights of college football stardom. Purdy set numerous records at Iowa State, including the most wins and passing yards in school history. As he transitioned to the NFL, some qualities that defined his school and college careers, grit, determination, and an unyielding drive to succeed, would continue to fuel his rise. The young quarterback who once played flag football with lightning speed and precision was now ready to take on the biggest stage of them all, proving that no matter where you start, greatness is within reach for those who dare to dream and work tirelessly to achieve it. Brock Purdy's 2022 NFL season is nothing short of a Cinderella story, defying every expectation set for him as the final pick in the draft, Mr. Irrelevant. Purdy's journey from third-string QB to the Niners' starting signal caller began in Week 13 when injuries to Trey Lance and Jimmy Garoppolo put him into action against the Dolphins. Unfazed by the pressure, Purdy hit 25 of 37 passes, threw for 2 TDs, and led the Niners to a 33-17 victory, becoming the first Mr. Irrelevant to throw a touchdown pass in an NFL game. This was just the beginning.
They get it off. Purdy looks to throw. Huge check. Touchdown, San Francisco.
When Purdy faced off against Brady and the Buccaneers in his first NFL start, the world watched in awe. He didn't just beat the 7-time Super Bowl champion. He dominated, leading the Niners to a resounding 35-7 victory with 2 passing touchdowns and a rushing score. The 49ers social media dubbed him Mr. Relevant, a fitting title for a quarterback who has proven to be anything but irrelevant.
Conley steps away, looking to run, and he walks it in for the touchdown.
Purdy's magical run continued as he led the Niners to clinch the NFC West title with a 21-13 win over Seattle, throwing 2 touchdowns to Kittle. He became only the second player in league history to record a cumulative quarterback rating of 115 or greater in his first 2 starts, joining elite company alongside Aaron Rodgers. The following week, Purdy threw for 234 yards and 2 touchdowns against the Washington Commanders, followed by another impressive performance against the Las Vegas Raiders, where he hit 284 yards and 2 touchdowns in an OT victory. Purdy's regular season ended with a remarkable passer rating of 119.4 through his first 5 starts. That's the highest for any quarterback in their first 5 starts since Kurt Warner back in '99. Purdy did not just play the game, he rewrote the narrative, turning his Mr. Irrelevant label into a badge of honor. He finished the season with 1,374 passing yards, 13 touchdowns, and only 4 INTs, leading the 49ers to the 2nd seed in the playoffs. His achievements earned him a spot on the All-Rookie team and the title of NFC Rookie of the Month for December and January. In the playoffs, Purdy's star continued to rise. He became the first 49ers rookie quarterback to start and win a playoff game, doing so in dominant fashion with 332 yards and 4 total touchdowns in a 41-23 win over Seattle. Purdy set records as the lowest drafted quarterback to win a playoff game and the first rookie since 1937 to get at least 200 passing yards and 2 passing touchdowns in the postseason game. Even in the face of adversity, when Purdy suffered an elbow injury in the NFC Championship game, he showed incredible grit by re-entering the game despite his limitations. While the Niners season ended in a loss, Purdy's 2022 season wasn't just another Cinderella story. It was a testament to the power of perseverance. He didn't just win games, he redefined what it meant to be an underdog. And even more remarkable is his 2023 journey. Get a load of this. In a season that'll be remembered as one of the most extraordinary comebacks in league history, Brock Purdy transformed from Mr. Irrelevant into a QB sensation. In 2023, he shattered expectations and rewrote the narrative of his career. Named the starting quarterback for the 49ers over more seasoned players like Sam Darnold, Brandon Allen, and even the highly touted Trey Lance, who was later traded to the Cowboys, Purdy faced immense pressure from the very start. But if there's ever any doubt about his ability to perform at the highest level, he silenced the doubters with an electrifying opener against the Steelers, where he threw for 220 yards, hit 2 TDs, and led his team to a dominant 30-7 victory.
Purdy looking end zone, lets it rip, and he's got a touchdown to Brandon Ayuk.
This was just the beginning of what would become a historic season. Purdy quickly established himself as a force to be reckoned with, setting an NFL record as the first quarterback to win his first 6 career regular season starts while throwing at least 2 touchdown passes in each. His performance against Arizona was nothing short of legendary, hitting 20 for 21 for 283 yards, setting a new record for the highest single game completion rate. He followed this up with a stunning 4-touchdown performance against the Cowboys, joining the ranks of legends like Kurt Warner, Peyton Manning, and Tom Brady by leading a team that scored 30 or more points in 8 straight regular season games.
19-5 in the pattern for Purdy, who escapes and fires end zone. Touchdown, Kittle. He's off and running. Samuel inside the 20, knocked down at the 18-yard line. And Purdy's accuracy continues.
However, Purdy's journey was not without its challenges. A narrow loss to the Browns and a concussion after a tough game against the Vikings tested his resilience. But every time, he bounced back stronger, culminating in a perfect passer rating of 158.3 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a feat no Niners quarterback has been able to get since Joe Cool Montana back in 1989. Named the NFC Offensive Player of the Week multiple times, his season was a continuous ascent, highlighted by a crucial victory over the Eagles, where he threw for over 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. As the regular season ended, Purdy had not only led the Niners to another NFC West title, but also became the first 49ers quarterback since Jeff Garcia to pass 4,000 passing yards in one season. His leadership in the playoffs further solidified his legacy, orchestrating a dramatic comeback against the Packers and overcoming a 17-point deficit in the NFC Championship game to lead the Niners to the Super Bowl. Despite that heartbreaking overtime loss to the Chiefs, his season is a testament to perseverance, skill, and an unyielding belief in oneself. From being labeled Mr. Irrelevant to standing on the brink of NFL mortality, Brock Purdy's 2023 season is a story for the ages, a reminder that greatness can emerge from even the most unlikely of places. From his unforgettable debut against Tom Brady, where he was the only rookie to defeat the legendary QB in their first start, Purdy has consistently displayed a calm and focused demeanor far beyond his years. Despite leading the 49ers to an NFC Championship in his rookie season and pushing the KC Chiefs to overtime in the Super Bowl, Purdy remains remarkably grounded.
Having to get the ball out quickly and make decisions quickly, that's what makes it fun.
Purdy, guys, a quick picture.
So much has happened to you so fast.
His humility is perhaps best illustrated by a recent story he shared about a simple grocery run with his wife. In the interview, Purdy recalled how fans quickly recognized him and swarmed him for autographs, turning a mundane errand into a moment of fame.
Trying to go get groceries with my wife, and then people see me and we're turning aisles and there's people coming up and I'm like, oh man.
Ever the young star, Purdy apologized to his wife for the attention and tried to stay low-key. This anecdote perfectly captures the essence of Purdy's character. Despite his rapid ascent to NFL prominence and the looming prospect of a massive contract, he remains focused on maintaining a simple lifestyle.
This and that, and I'm apologizing to my wife. I'm like, I'm sorry, try to put my hat down and hoodie on or something, but just that kind of stuff.
Purdy's down-to-earth nature and reluctance to embrace the spotlight have only endeared him more to fans. While his fame and success have grown exponentially, he continues to embody the same modest attitude that's been a hallmark of his young career. It's this combination of extraordinary talent and genuine humility that makes Brock Purdy not just a star on the field, but a beloved figure off it as well. His story is a reminder that even in the high-pressure world of pro sports, it is possible to stay true to oneself and maintain a grounded and humble approach to life. His habits also reflect his humble personality even more. When the NFL takes a break, where do you think a star QB like Brock Purdy spends his time? If you guessed on a sandy beach or a luxurious resort, you'd be way off. Instead, he heads straight to the heartland, swapping his helmet for a John Deere hat and diving into the rhythms of farm life. It's not just a one-time escape from the football field. Farming is his go-to way to unwind, reconnect, and stay grounded. Imagine this, the NFL's rising star, known for his calm under pressure and pinpoint accuracy, sitting high in a combine, meticulously harvesting crops under the wide Iowa sky. Not the image you'd expect, but for Purdy, it's perfectly fitting. The fields of Iowa are more than just rows of corn. They're a sanctuary, a place where he can disconnect from the frenzy of pro sports and reconnect with the simpler yet deeply satisfying tasks of the land. What drives a quarterback with a growing reputation to spend his downtime in such a humble setting? Maybe it's the satisfaction of working with his hands, or the joy of contributing to the family farm that belongs to his fiancée, Jenna Brandt. Perhaps it's the quiet, the kind of peace that's just hard to find in a stadium filled with rowdy fans. Whatever it is, farming isn't just a hobby for Purdy, it's a habit, a way of life that keeps him grounded even as his fame soars.
That might have to be the plan.
When you're in one and you're driving one of those things and you're, I don't know.
So the next time the Niners have a bye week, don't picture Brock Purdy lounging poolside. Instead, imagine him out in the cornfields, harvesting crops with the same dedication and focus he brings to the gridiron. It's this blend of humility and hard work that makes Purdy a true standout, both on and off the field.
Being a part of something bigger than yourself, you get wrapped up in getting all the glory and the fame and the status. I feel like that's a shallow life, and that can fade away pretty quickly.
Brock Purdy's motivation isn't just fueled by the critics or the doubters, though there are plenty who question question his rise to NFL stardom, despite leading the league in QBR, setting a 49ers franchise record for passing yards in a season, and becoming the first San Francisco quarterback to throw 30 touchdown passes since 2001, skepticism still remains. Critics point to his status as the last pick in the 22 NFL draft, his so-called lack of elite arm strength, and the star-studded roster surrounding him. But Purdy isn't driven by the need to prove him wrong. All that seems misplaced when Purdy keeps breaking records left, right, and center. His faith makes him even more determined to succeed despite everything. Purdy's motivation runs deeper, rooted in the relentless grind of mastering his craft and an unwavering commitment to proving he belongs among the NFL's elite. He doesn't spend his time obsessing over the 8 quarterbacks picked ahead of him in the draft class, nor does he seek validation through the praise or criticism of others. Instead, he focuses on the day-to-day demands of his position, pushing himself to get better with each snap, each pass, and each game.
He's got this moxie, Aaron, for being Mr. Irrelevant, the last pick. That seems to be a trait that the great quarterbacks have, and then if you don't have, the NFL can expose you. Is that why you think?
Aaron Rodgers thought him similar to Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, and Joe Montana, mentioning on the Pat McAfee show that his case was similar to that of these underdogs who are now legends. Tell us what you think of this in the comments below.
For as many blue chippers who've had success in the league, there's been as many and often more who were not that. We're not the #1 prospect coming out of their high school. We're not the #1 Tom. 198 different options to take him. Joe Montana was the same way. It was passed up by a ton of people. For as many Peyton Manning, first pick in the drafts, there's been a ton of these other guys.
The mindset has been the theme of his life, from being overlooked in youth football to facing doubts in college and again in the NFL. Drafted last, Purdy embraces the underdog mentality, but doesn't let it define him. It's not about proving others wrong. It's about never letting go of the drive that got you there in the first place. As he leads the 49ers to the playoffs for the second straight season, Purdy's motivation remains clear, continuing to prove to himself and his team that he's the right guy for the job. Brock Purdy's rise from the last pick in the NFL draft to a standout quarterback is a story worth celebrating. His journey shows that hard work and staying true to yourself really does pay off. Hey, if you've enjoyed hearing about Brock's incredible career, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and be sure you subscribe for more awesome content. Let us know in the comments too who you want to see next. Thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next one.